You know that moment at the doctor's office when they pull out that little rubber hammer to tap your knee? It feels kind of old school, right? But what are they really looking for with that simple test? Well, let's get into it and figure out the story our reflexes are telling. All right, let's just jump right in with a question. Put yourself in the clinician's shoes for a second. You tap the tendon, the leg kicks, and now you have to grade that response. So if you write down 2 plus, what does that actually mean? Okay, so what do you think? Is it A, active, B, sluggish, C, hyperactive, or D, slightly hyperactive? Think about it for a sec. Which one of these feels like the Goldilocks answer? Not too much, not too little. All right, pencils down. The correct answer is A, active. Yep, if you went with active, you nailed it. A 2 plus reflex is exactly what we consider a normal, healthy response. But let's dig into that a little more. What does normal even mean when we're talking about something as complex as our nervous system? That little twitch of the leg, it's telling a way bigger story. So let's break down why that 2 plus is the gold standard. Okay, so here's the key takeaway. A 2 plus reflex means that whole communication loop, what's called the reflex arc, is working just like it's supposed to. It's our baseline. It's the green light in a healthy person. And what's so cool is everything that one little twitch confirms. It tells us the signal shot from the tendon up to the spinal cord and right back to the muscle without any problems. It means the spinal cord is doing its job managing the signal, and, this is the big one, it's a good sign that there aren't any major red flags with the upper or lower motor neurons. You know, the superhighways of our nervous system. But of course, 2 plus is just one single grade. To really get why it's so important, we have to look at the entire scale. Let's check out the full spectrum of responses to see where it fits in. So here it is, the whole scale, from 0 all the way to 4 plus. A 0 is pretty self-explanatory. Absolutely no response. A 1 plus is kind of sluggish, a bit diminished. Then you've got our 2 plus, which is right in that sweet spot, active and normal. After that, things start getting, well, hyperactive. 3 plus is slightly over the top, and 4 plus is really brusque. Sometimes with something called clonus, which is like a rapid, rhythmic muscle twitching. And this is where that simple hammer tap turns into a seriously powerful diagnostic tool. Because what happens when the reflex isn't a 2 plus? That's when clinicians start looking for patterns. Are things underactive, which we call hyperreflexia, or are they overactive, which is hyperreflexia? So you can see the two extremes here. On one side, you have hyporeflexia. Those are the sluggish or completely absent reflexes, zeros and ones. That can point to a problem somewhere in that local reflex loop. Then on the other side, you've got hyperreflexia, those exaggerated 3 plus and 4 plus responses. This often hints that the brakes from the brain and upper motor neurons aren't working quite right. So what kind of things could cause these overactive reflexes? Well, the source material points to a whole range of conditions. It could be anything from preeclampsia during pregnancy or multiple sclerosis, all the way to things like hypothyroidism or Rey syndrome. Now, what about the other way around? What could cause underactive or hyporeflexic responses? Well, that could point to conditions like ALS. You might know it as Lou Gehrig's disease, or certain spinal cord injuries. And get this, hypothyroidism can actually show up here too. It just goes to show you how complex these signals really are. So you might be thinking, why all this fuss over one little test? It's because that tap with the hammer is about so much more than just a simple leg kick. It's a super fast, real-time checkup on the entire nervous system. I think this really sums it up perfectly. The deep tendon reflex, or DTR, is basically a quick, non-invasive window into the crazy complex workings of our nervous system. It lets a doctor take a peek under the hood, so to speak, without any high-tech gear. All they need is a sharp eye and that classic little hammer. And that kind of leaves us with one last thought, doesn't it? This one simple reflex can tell such a deep story about our health. It really makes you wonder, what other simple clinical signs are out there? You know, like when a doctor shines a light in your eyes or listens to your breathing. What complex stories are they telling? It's just an amazing reminder of how much our bodies are trying to communicate if we only know how to listen.